Hey there, this week's Leather Tip Tuesday video comes from a question asked by Darlene. She says, how do I know which lines in a pattern to taper? So by taper, she's talking about fading out. Now that can be kind of a tricky thing until we learn some of the basic fundamentals of it here. So one thing we can look at and really is gonna kind of tell you a lot is that line intersecting on both sides. So we start looking through this vine work here and we look at a line like this. It intersects on this side and it intersects on that side. So we can just bevel that full all the way. But what we want to look for is lines that end within the vine work. So these lines here, for example, are ending within the vine work. They don't intersect with anything on this end. So those are the ones we want to fade out. We want to bring that flow to your pattern through there. So we'll come up to this line here. And I want to do more than fade out right there at the end. I'm going to start clear up here and start fading that line out. And I can even fade past where I've cut that line in, because we just want a smooth, even fade, and we want it to fade out to nothing. We want that just to almost disappear within the vine work. Now again, we get up here to this top side of this line, it intersects on both sides, so that would bevel all the way through. This will even help you on turnbacks. So we look here at this kind of swirl that's turning back and folding over itself. This outside line of it intersects at the edge out here, and it intersects back into itself down here. So that can bevel full all the way. But now this inside line here, we're going to run that two directions here. We're going to run it down the vine. It tucks under this petal. Now we can see that fades out because it's within the vine work. Now when we run the other direction up into that turn back, I'm just going to keep following this around here, because once we start on a line in one direction, we stay on it, right? We're never going to switch to the other side of that line with our bevel. But now the end of this line actually ends within here too, so it doesn't intersect, it just fades out here towards that edge. And that's going to help get that nice realistic look of that rolling and folding around itself there. Again, we find lines that intersect on one side, but they end within the vine work here. So we fade those out. This one here, it intersects both sides, so hit that all the way down. Now, again, these are just some basic fundamentals. It's not a matter of being super artistic. It's following a basic fundamental about, okay, find a line that, does it intersect or does it end within the vine work? It's as simple as that when we're just getting rolling with this stuff. And that's, if you like some of these basic fundamentals and find it helpful to have rules like that to follow, to get you rolling, be sure to check out our Fundamentals of Floral Carving class. It's an online course. I'll link that in the description here as well. But again, that's one we walk through every tool, talk about some of those basic fundamentals of running that, looking for some basic rules to follow that help you along the way, even just to know which side of the line to bevel on. Again, sometimes it's hard. You look at lines and see just a big full pattern like that. But if you are able to mark out your backgrounds, if you have a pattern like this, when you transfer that and you actually put little dots in there so you know where the backgrounds are, one little rule is we bevel towards the backgrounds always. So here's a background space, I bevel towards that. Once I start on a line in one direction, I stay on it all the way. So this is going to follow this line all the way up into our pattern here until it intersects with something. So just following that rule of, or those two rules combined, bevel towards our backgrounds and stay on a line once you start it, you can figure out almost an entire pattern on which side of the line to bevel. So again, if you like little rules like that, little fundamentals that help you along the way, be sure to check out that Fundamentals of Floral Carving. Again, online course. Once you buy the course, you have full access to it all the time. Go back and rewatch as much as you like. But again, that's a lot of these little fundamentals all in one spot, broken up by each tool that we use throughout the process. So appreciate you guys being on here. Appreciate the great question, Darlene, on knowing which lines to taper off when we're tooling there. So look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss out when we do another video. Take care.